y'all, and welcome to today's video. I am very excited because we are going to be ranking all of my Sigma eyeshadow palettes. Ranking is so hard. It's so hard to take out some of my favorite palettes, like palettes I really love, and say like, okay, I love this one more than this one. This one's better than that one. Like, it's so hard, but it's also super fun, and y'all seem to really enjoy watching these videos too. So that's what we're gonna do today. I have 8 Sigma eyeshadow palettes. I really enjoy all of these. I declutter my makeup collection pretty often. So if it's something that I'm not using, not loving, don't want to keep, I usually give that away to friends, family. So all of the palettes that I'm going to rank today, I really like. They have stayed in my collection. I have kept them for one reason or another, but there are definitely some Sigma palettes that I love more than others, so we're just gonna rank them today. And if you're new here, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here at my channel, we don't try to be perfect. We just want to have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. Shimmer, glitter, ranking palettes, we are here for it. So if that sounds good to you, I do hope that you will subscribe before you leave today, because I upload lots of new videos every single week. So if you are looking for new fun makeup content on your subscription feed, this right here is the place to be. But I just want to jump into it. So I've got 8 palettes to rank. Let's get started. I will start off by saying I love and enjoy all of these palettes, but I'm ranking these according to personal preference. I will talk about these palettes as we go along. I will explain to you why they're ranked in certain ways, but just know this is all based on my personal preference, like my favorites for one reason or another. Okay, all right, let's start with number 8. Okay, number 8 is gonna go to the Sigma Spicy Eyeshadow Palette. This is one of their 9-pan palettes. It's the only palette I have in this format, and this is a warm neutral palette. I really enjoy this one. We do have light to dark shades, which I really enjoy. The sparkles in here are really nice, really pretty. I love the Sigma Sparkly Shadow Form. They have like a nice shimmer formula in some of their palettes, and then other shadows will be like shimmers with intense sparkles. I really love that. I find Sigma mattes really easy to work with, but this is just a mini neutral palette. So for me, some of the other color stories come up a little higher. Now, I do want to let you know I am a Sigma affiliate. If you ever want to shop the Sigma site, you can use code HeatherAustin10 to save. But let me look. I have purchased most all of these palettes myself. Like with my own money, I went to the Sigma site and bought these. 1, 2, 3. Only 3 of these 8 palettes were gifted to me from Sigma. So just so y'all know, I will link every palette that I talk about down below as well for you. Okay, number 7 goes to the Essential palette. This is actually a collaboration palette with Stephanie Lang. She has a YouTube channel. You should definitely check her out. And this is a really, really fun palette. This is the only palette from Sigma in this format, I'm pretty sure. Now this has like really cute design, stars. I love that. We have a nice big mirror inside, and this is a face and eye palette together. This palette I think is really nice. These face shades don't work for me and my skin tone, but this highlight is really nice, and I can use all of these shades as eyeshadow. Something that I really love about this palette is that we have a black shade and a white shade. I love, love, love that. And this palette is a great example about the 2 different shimmer formulas that Sigma has, because you can see this gold is super duper intensely sparkly, whereas this shade down here called Bombshell is more of their standard shimmer formula that's still really, really beautiful. And I just like that Sigma has like a variety of formulas that they include, because I like doing eye looks with different textures and finishes of shadow. I think it just makes it really, really dimensional. So this was definitely a beautiful palette from Stephanie. And I will say also, if you're curious about like swatches and in-depth reviews on any of these palettes, so I got a hair right there. I do have videos on most of these palettes, if not all of these palettes. I will link my Sigma playlist down below so you can check it out. Okay, next up we have the Sigma Bare Bliss palette. This is a really, really beautiful neutral palette. We definitely have these kind of neutral tones over here on this side of the palette, and then we have the more pinky tones over here. So I did a video showing like an eye look with these colors. Really, really called to me, these colors. Like, I love pinky red tones, berry tones. I think so beautiful. Again, I like that this palette goes very light with this cream color shimmer to very dark with this black matte over here. I like that you can kind of split the palette in half if you want to. If you're not like super creative when it comes to pairing colors together, maybe you get overwhelmed looking at palettes. The way that this palette is laid out, so you can just stick to these shades or these quads, make it super user friendly. Okay, number 5, this is where it got even trickier for me to start ranking palettes, but I did it. At number 5, I have the Core de Rosa palette. I love this palette. I really do. All of these size palettes here do have the brush included. There's dual-ended brushes, but I actually keep these out of the palettes because I reach for them so much. But this palette came with a dual-ended brush, the E38 and E54. I feel like that adds a lot of value to the palette. But if we're just talking about eyeshadows, this is a beautiful color story. This is a palette that I feel like really like goes spring, summer, fall, winter, whatever you want. I mean, I wear my makeup how I want to no matter the season, but looking at this palette, I'm like, oh, that's a perfect spring palette. You've got these peachy shades and pinky shades, and then you're like, but no, this is a perfect fall palette because you've got these warm browns, warm oranges, deeper tones. Like, it's just so versatile, and I love that. I know this palette is like a holy grail palette for so many people. I will say my favorite shade in here is this one right here. I don't know if you can tell how sparkly and reflective it is, but Belle of the Ball is so beautiful. And then this matte shade right here called Damask, like that pinky color, so beautiful. This color story, this packaging, everything about it, I just love. Like, I'm telling you, from this palette on up, I like all the palettes, but this one going forward, like, I love this format of palette from Sigma. This, how many shades? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 pan. Oh, that took me a little bit longer to count than I would like, but I love this format of palette. The formulas in here, amazing. Next up, I am ranking the Untamed palette. I remember when this palette was announced from Sigma, I was so excited, and I was on the site at launch day to buy this. This has like a velvet zebra print on it. Like, it's flat here, and then you can kind of feel like the imprint. So beautiful, and this is a beautiful, grungy, colorful palette from Sigma. I was so excited to see them doing like color like this. That I just I love the color story. Again, we have a brush. Oh, I actually need to take this out and wash it. I don't know why this one got stuck in here because I use these brushes all the time. I love that we have, again, the light to dark. That's just something I really appreciate in palettes. Light to dark. We have a black shade. We have a light cream shade. And then we have kind of this mustardy shade, this dark green, this kind of grungy red, these beautiful shimmers. Like, oh, that's just kind of like a grungy light purple. And then we have a different formula here in this blue. This shimmer formula is going to look so smooth on the lid. If you're somebody who deals with texture, things like that, you're really going to like this Sigma formula. I just overall love the color story, love the packaging, everything about this one. Okay, the top 3 was even harder. Like, the top 3 was even harder. I kept swapping number 3, number 2, number 2, number 3, but at number 3, I'm going to put the newest palette that Sigma has launched. This is the new Mod palette. This is like a quilted print here, and then it feels kind of like velvet, like a crushed velvet. Super beautiful. And this palette on the inside is so on trend right now. These rosy tones, berry tones, like I feel like these are the new neutrals for right now. Like just gravitating to these pinky, rosy, berry mauves. So beautiful. So this palette I've been playing with a lot recently. I have to say, I love that we have these 6 shades right here that are very neutral. So if you are somebody who likes to wear neutral shades day to day, you don't want anything super intense, you just want to throw some neutrals on your eyes and be done, these right here are beautiful. We have these beautiful kind of traditional shimmers, this one right here, and then if you want to step it up a little bit, you have this option right here where this one is a little more like dimensional with a little more like different reflex in it. Then we have these beautiful kind of berry mauve tones, again, different finishes in the shimmers, but the inclusion of this kind of lavender to blue shade really elevates this palette, like takes it to the next level. And there's just something about this color story that really, really calls to me. It's very well curated. And like I said, with them adding this purpley to blue shade right here, it just takes it to the next level. You know, this isn't the level, this is the level, and New Mod is definitely at this level. Okay, number 2 was my number 1 for a long time. This was the first palette that I bought from Sigma ever, and that is the Enchanted palette. I bought this at launch. I was so excited. First of all, look at the packaging. Look at the packaging. Look at the packaging. Look at it. Look at it. Did you look at it? Because it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, right? And then opening it up, the color story was just like, Heather, buy me. And I did, because it's so beautiful. Okay, let's talk first about these mattes. Again, light to dark. We have these beautiful neutral tones. These are not warm browns. In my opinion, these are very neutral. They're not warm, they're not cool. They're right in there in that neutral category. Beautiful. I love this light pinky shade right here. I love to throw it in the crease, go on with one shimmer all over the lid, done, out the door, headed to work, whatever you got to do. Like, beautiful. Use the black as liner, finished. But what I love about these palettes are these intense shimmer shades. Like, I just can't help it. Oh, it's stunning. This green right here, one of my favorite shadows in my collection. Let me see if I can put it on my palm right there for you. Like, do you see the reflect in there? It's just, it's not glitter. These are not glittery, but they are shimmery in a way that catches the light, and it like dances across the lid. I know that sounds crazy and cheesy, but I'm like trying to describe the way the light will hit these shimmers. Like, this formula from Sigma is amazing. This color story is just very me with these greens and these pinks. Like, it's so freaking beautiful. Again, it was my number 1 palette from Sigma for so long. It's just beautiful. Again, we have this kind of like blue brown topper shade up here. I love it. Everything about this palette I love. Okay, now we are at the number 1 palette. Most of you have probably figured this one out already because I've raved about this one so much. It's the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes, and this is the Disney Princess Cinderella palette. First of all, I'm gonna be honest, I love a Disney collab. I love a Disney collab, but a lot of times Disney collabs are very based in cartoon, right? Which is completely fine. But I love that Sigma collabed with Disney and they took it to like the next step. Like, they took Cinderella elevated. They took it like a grown-up's color story of Cinderella. And we have this very beautiful packaging and the inside. This is another one. The day it launched, I bought the full collection. I did a full video. Like, I bought everything. I bought the bag, the brushes, the lips, the cheeks, everything, because I was like, give me this elevated Cinderella. Like, Cinderella to the extreme, like luxurious Disney. That's what I get from this palette. The layout of this palette too, like, speaks to me, because I don't know if you have noticed, but we have matte, 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 matte. Like, it goes in a zigzag, shimmer, 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 like, so special. Again, we have those different shimmer formulas, that I love. We do have a mirror, and we have these warm browns. I love warm browns. This shade right here will elevate your neutral look so much. Or you can go in with this shade and have like an intense kind of coppery shade. I'm wearing this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade on my eyes today. That's how I got this look. I love this palette because we have so many jewel tones. These blues, beautiful. This green, the purples. I love that we have this bright gold down here. The imprints on these pans, perfection. Like, you can barely see them now, but there was a shoe, prince, Cinderella, birds, mice, castle. Like, there were beautiful imprints on here. And I can't get enough of this color story. I love that we have equal mattes to equal either shimmer or special shades. There's just something so beautiful about this palette. Again, of course, I took the brush out. I could not buy this. I hope Disney does another collab. I would love to see a green palette. Like, maybe they'll collab with Tiana. That would be beautiful. I would love to see an Aurora palette, like Sleeping Beauty. You know, when they're like, make it green, make it pink, make it blue, changing her dress. Green, pink, blue, Disney palette. Sigma, hear me out. I love the Sigma eyeshadow formula. I think it's so nice. The mattes are easy to work with, and the shimmers are really something special. I hope you enjoyed this ranking video. Maybe it was fun to watch. I would love to know if you have any Sigma palettes. Rank them down below. I want to hear your opinions. Are there any palettes that you're like, oh, I can't believe you don't have this palette? Tell me if I'm missing out, because I know there are some Sigma palettes that I don't have. But if there's something I need to buy, y'all can definitely let me know. I will tell you, I do have some other Sigma products on my face. Let me put that dirty brush up. The other Sigma products I have on, I have the Sigma new bronzer single right here. This is what I used to bronze up my face today. I used my Sigma Disney Princess Cinderella duo. I told y'all I bought the whole collection. So I'm wearing this blush and highlight today, and I'm wearing the Sigma lip duo that was with the Cinderella collection as well. Love, love, love those lip products. Everything I talked about will be linked down below. I'll also put my discount code down there, HeatherAustin10. Just in case you're curious, everything will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon in another video. Bye.